Let's see here. It says OBS's reconnection was successful. Looks like we're back online. OBS, man. I don't even know. Every now and then, it completely just glitches. And it may not even be OBS, because I was getting a fair number of notifications from Windows saying, hey, I've upgraded shit in the background. You need to do things. And I mean, I'm not going to do it in the middle of a stream, and nobody asked you to do any of these things, Windows, so it's possible it's somehow interfering with it. I didn't lose connection on my laptop, I didn't lose connection on my phone or anything else. So I'm going to blame OBS for now. Sonia Levia, Pittsfield personal trainer, $52,000 a year. She frequently has narcissistic actions. She burps uncontrollably. She prefers to wear red. Is extremely family-oriented. She receives and sends money. She works for the Rock'em Sock'em Gym. There we go again. Rock'em Sock'em Gym to Cobra Kai Dojo's. Not a problem. Employment record. We got no overlap. Not a problem. Live evidence. Typed sensei. Not a problem. Discarding. Here we go. This time it processed it. Here we go. All suspects processed. Submit for review. Now, we're going to be a little off. That's okay. I think we can take the compliance hit. I'm unwilling to send direct arrest reports to people who got kids. So, the big one was here. It did say attempts to learn American culture or English. I don't think that this is right because they received a payment from security guards. I feel like this is probably a glitch. This one, absolutely. Absolutely. I don't think that that's right either. Refugee Donation Center. And then... Oh, no. I just crossed... What? I tagged... Oh, I just tagged the wrong thing. I clicked on the wrong thing when I did it. Yeah, that was my fault. All right. So let's see what happens. We lost 5% compliance. I'm not too worried about that. We'll get it back. We will get it back. It's been a while since I've updated OBS. I could probably go ahead and do that too if I felt compelled to do so. Maybe I will do that tomorrow. Before I stream whatever I stream tomorrow. Removed from suspect pool, spent the evening with family, arrested, and sent to immigration processing. Oh, well, that sucks. Returned to the database for Hong Kong. Questioned by the DOL, referred to immigration officials. That's fair. The meth construction worker's gone, which is nice. Questioned by DOL, referred to immigration officials. Again, fair. Right? We're not immigration. We can investigate, say, hey, there's some weirdness. Maybe you should look into this, but I'm not going to just send cops out to arrest people. The anti-immigration panic is going to die down again soon. It always does. And with it, Patricia Neal's career. I'm not sure about that. I doubt you've seen the last of her. And do you want to bet on that, Frank? I'd hate to take your money like that, Esther. We'll see her again. I know that we've seen Patricia Neal many times. If I recall, she was the one who was in the Panhandle of Florida, which is always an exciting place. What are you working on? You think we can get away with telling her porn again? Let's see here. Oh, we're asking her. Okay. You mean apart from my riveting think piece on summer emoji trends? Ouch. Slow news day, huh? I'm doing a freelance story about Panama. What about Panama? President Murillo and his government is looking at revising how it operates the canal. It could be a big change. Something a lot less friendly to American shipping. Obviously, the government isn't happy about it. You don't say. Alright, so we took a little hit by not doing anything on the weekend. Check whether drivers who collided with self-driving cars were actually responsible. Alright. If we know whether the automotive company is responsible for safety flaws, we can demand a lot of favors. Well, that would get us more access into being able to track cars. Whether self-driving cars are dangerous or not, people deserve to know the truth. Lives are at stake, or Old car company pay for dirt. New self-drive company pay for not dirt. Much demand. Dennis, you are the true capitalist. You're the best American out of all of us. So we're just looking for any sort of proof that the driver was distracted or impaired at the time of crash. That's pretty easy. Anya Becker, automotive journalist, $61,900 a year. She spends too much time in bars. Well, let's flag her right now. Clearly she was drunk at the time, right? Now, she's naturally suspicious. She repeatedly cracks her neck, and she panics when in the limelight. It's not her color. Let's see. To Shokto Mai. The story's going ahead. Public safety is more important than corporate interests. Gyre driverless are begging me to keep quiet, but that's not going to happen. I know it leaves shut-eye without real competition in the sector, but am I just meant to forget that the car crashed? Went from Celery Drive to Tupolev Stadium to a car crash here. There is no evidence here that they were distracted. It's just that they're going to talk about it, so not a problem. How about Lothar Ulrich? That's Lothar of the Hill People. He's in Fort Collins, Colorado. He's a jazz composer, makes a smooth, smoky $16,000 a year. He's frequently itchy, he likes to fly, he's passionate about art, and he often accidentally places himself in danger, like doing terrible things in a self-driving car. I've got the results back. What do they say, doctor? You might want to come to the clinic. It's best if I tell you in person. Lothar says, wow, I was in a car accident. I was very lucky to walk away with a few scratches. The other driver was okay, thankfully. I immediately apologized. I'm just glad nobody was hurt. Yeah, that's fine. He went from Waste-Not Mountain to the Museum of Modern Pretentiousness to the crash. The crash was at 1:44 p.m. If we come over here and look, 2 minutes before then, he got a text message. So, you know. How about... which one of these would be the evidence that he was distracted or impaired? I can't select the time. That's the one thing I can't really select. I guess we can select the name for just messaging in general. That seems like that's probably the thing. And we can also try, you might want to come into the clinic. It's best if I tell you in person. Florian Patrice. Over in Tarbes, France. Professional gambler, carries an empty briefcase, compulsive jealousy, a night owl, and blinks excessively. We'll look at the phone records here in just a second. Social media, my life flashed before my eyes as that maniac plowed right into me. These self-driving cars are murder robots. I could have been killed. Seriously considering a lawsuit now. Thank you, everyone, for the suggestion. So here's the thing. One of the big concerns that continually comes up is, what should a self-driving car do in the event that it's potentially going to collide with a pedestrian, and it's put in a situation where it's very likely to either kill or injure the pedestrian or kill or injure the person inside the vehicle? And a lot of people make the argument, okay, well, you know, the pedestrian shouldn't be out there. And the fact that they're out there has no bearing on the car. It should protect the passenger. On the other hand, the car is equipped with safety features, and people are absolutely allowed to walk, not just on sidewalks, even on the shoulders of the roads. It's 100% legal. So, that's a tough situation. I'm inclined to believe that it should endanger the passenger of the vehicle, because you can engineer the car in such a way that it is far less dangerous for them. If a person gets hit by a car, even if, let's say it's some little plastic shell of a vehicle, that person's fucked. If you get hit by a bicycle, you're fucked. Mass times acceleration, folks. So, that's my take on it. So, who knows? All right. So, locations here. Geotracking. At 9:13 a.m. What was he doing at 9:13 a.m.? Was he on the phone? Sure was. Received a phone call from A. Antonio. Snick. We'll just take that. Now, do I think people in cars should be injured without potentially putting somebody else in danger? Of course not. That's silly. I'm in those cars. I don't even want to pay attention. I'd like to get in the car and just have it do its thing. But realistically speaking, one person has a better chance than the other. So we're looking crash 11:57. What was going on at 11:57? This telephone call was from May 14th. This seems very unlikely. Clanking in background. Okay, I got one for you. Got what? A joke, dummy. Shut up and listen. What's the difference between the USA and the USB? What? One connects to your devices and accesses your data, and the other is a computer hardware standard. Okay, yeah, that is pretty good. That is pretty good. Okay, so there's no evidence that they were distracted at this time because this is from a different day. I guess we could go back to the very first person that we looked at, right? Anya Becker. I looked at her time, 5:12. What was she doing at 5:12? Yeah, they didn't match at all. I didn't think so. Okay. And then we've got Lee. She's in Zhuhai. She's a musician, much different than a magician, unfortunately. Used to set ants on fire with a magnifying glass, would sometimes walk around aimlessly while on the phone, sweats while lying, listens to music religiously. But is it religious music? You can either say, or if you say that you can, or you can't, you are right either way. Two things are infinite, the universe and human stupidity, and I'm not sure about the universe. All generalizations are false, including this one. Alright, well, that's fine. At 5:29 p.m., what were you doing? Well, you tried to make a call to A. Otterstead shortly after the accident. But nothing immediately preceding the accident. So I don't think that you're doing anything either. I think we're fine. We've collected all the data that we're going to be able to collect at this point in time. Let's go sign into Rialto and see what we can sell. Some of these work, some of these don't. 2. Okay. We've got 3 relationships that we need to improve. Let's go ahead and sell this one to Snow Owl. I want to keep them up as high as we can. And we're not directly benefiting price, so our print, so I'm fine with that. And then for this metadata here, let's go ahead and sell it to the Resistance. If we take a look here, we've sold 67 pieces of evidence so far, making us $2,642.25. Let's call it quits for the night. What do you think? Validate onboarding. If we can get up to clearance level 4, we will call it quits for the night, I think. But we gotta keep working until then. Gotta keep working. Now we're doing something useful. A migrant we spoke to gave us a tip-off about Scarab. Scarab? A notorious human trafficking cartel. Roaches. Apparently they're bringing truckloads of immigrants into the country tonight. Dozens of people, hopeful for a new future, tomorrow will find themselves essentially as slaves working in factories or warehouses. Now Scarab knows how to avoid us. They're using multiple decoy semis to detract us from the real targets. We're tracking them live, so sort through the information as it comes in. Find out which drivers are our targets, and we'll pin those fuckers. Excuse my French. Alright, let's take a look here at the news. Alzheimer's treatment breakthrough, electric brain stimulation for troop reaction time. Saudi Arabia completes the world's largest industrial city. High-profile athletes fired. Well, that sucks. Fortunately, they probably have an awful lot of money. So let's go ahead and get signed in. Oh well, boo. But good on you to notice that we missed that. Okay, so we got 2 targets in the 12 remaining suspects. So it's kind of cool how it just drifts through that. So this is a type of evidence that mission we've seen before. Evidence waves. To process the waves of evidence, it will start for each suspect, find missing evidence. If there's any evidence matching, match. If not, no match. When you processed all the suspects in the wave, the next wave will appear. Suspects with no further evidence will be eliminated. During the next waves, process them until you've narrowed down the suspects, and on the final wave, find enough remaining evidence to call in a SWAT raid. Alright, we can do it. Let's view these rules here. Okay. So, if they are alive at a U.S. border checkpoint, but only if there's flights to Mexico or Canada, but none back to the U.S., so one-way tickets out. Contact with C. Liu, but only if violent crimes. A live purchase of food, but only if from Toros Exports, or a payment from Sepe Manufacturing. Live at a factory or at a warehouse, but only if they've made a hydrofluoric acid purchase. Okay, interesting. Here we go. Work out which drivers are trafficking people into the country. This is a violet alert. Alright. This is a lot of people. Manuel Mendoza. Okay. He's at a U.S. border checkpoint currently. Let's see if he's got flights from Mexico or to Mexico or Canada, but not back to the U.S. Okay. Out. Nothing back into the U.S. Got him. Match. Helen Jim. U.S. border, Mexico checkpoint. Out. Nothing back in. Match. Matthias Walther. He comes back in, but not by flight, by bus. Oh, no, there's a flight. Okay. So, probably not. Let's see here. U.S. border checkpoint, but he did come back into the U.S., so you are a no match. Andre Noel. Truck driver. All outs, none ins. U.S. border checkpoint. Flagged. Match. Roberts Wright. I hate your name. Mexico City. Durango, Acapulco. All outs, none back in. He's messaging de Musial. So I guess it doesn't really matter. You know, like, alright, well, he keeps flying out, but he's not there. Ah, there we go. Border checkpoint. Gotcha. Sneaky to have two of them, right? So we got a match. This is way off border. What's going on in Los Alamos? You know, the place they invented nuclear bombs. He definitely flew back into the U.S., so that's not a problem. Let me take a look here. Best grill restaurants. Yeah, alright, so what do we got here? And visited Jimenez Roadside Grill. Yeah, no, I don't think so. You're fine there, buddy. No match. Alright, let's check the border with our friendly neighbors to the north. Suzanne Klein. She flew to Canada, never flew back in. She's messaging G. Jimenez. Is that somebody that we're supposed to be looking for? Doesn't look like it. And visited the Montessori Ale House. Alright, you're fine. No match. Paulina Adrian. A lot of truck drivers here, but we're looking for trucks. So, Calgary, Red Deer, Edmonton. Sneaky. And at the checkpoint right here, we gotcha. Match. It's kind of interesting that we're actually tracking people on both borders. It seems like, you know, that's pretty crazy and far apart, but that really does split the old resources. Travel history. We do have flights back into the U.S. So this doesn't match. We'll give it a second here and see if another one pops up. Nope, no match. I mean, this is just pattern matching. Anybody could do this. You just got to be clever. All right, so Adriano Mel at Niagara Falls. Well, all the flights are out. We're at the checkpoint. Matched. Again, Buffalo. Just on the other side, we got Valerio Sana. Ottawa, Toronto, Kimirut, and Sudbury. Sudbury? Man, off to visit Quill 18. He's implicated in this too. Typed passport, and we got you here for the checkpoint. And then one more up in Maine, Steve Catherine. Habitual rhymer disgusted by insects, often trails off and doesn't finish sentences, intentionally bumps into people. This doesn't rhyme. It's Miller time. Calgary, Edmonton, Vancouver, Calgary. So no flights back. With G. Gisser. Is that one of the people that we need to look for? It is not, but we are at the checkpoint. Yeah, come on, flip back. Alright, so that should be round 1. Evidence wave 2 starting. We've eliminated a whole bunch of targets. Or we should have eliminated a bunch of targets. So all these people again? Do we just have new evidence unlocked? Yeah, it looks like we do. Okay. I like the one where it kept popping up for us and not the ones where we have to go through and click on all of these. Talking to Silu and has a history of violent crimes? You bet. Right here, assault with a deadly weapon. So, match. Helen Jim again. Helen. Torture, switchblade possession, Jesus Christ. Messaging Abe Barron. Is that it? I mean, this is terrible. This is, like, terrifying. Oh, there we go. Messaging Silu right there. Stop talking to these people. Horrible torture monsters. Nail them all and let Guantanamo sort them out. Oh. Maybe Wolverine. Maybe. We're going to work on it right now, though. Let's see here. Human trafficking. Well, that's technically not a violent crime, and that's the wrong person, but boy, it sure seems like we should be paying attention to that, huh? Celio is really the only person that we're looking for as a person. I really hate this, but that's not a match. Human trafficker driving back and forth across the border. Nope, not a match. Alright, Andre Noel. I also noticed that, interestingly enough, it's not keeping the stuff that we're flagging from before, so I'm hoping when we get to the last phase it shows us all the hits. Criminal records, assault and battery, mail theft. Talking to MFATs. Also with C. Liu. Got a match. Just, you know, put up fences around everything and tell them all that we're in a giant police state. That sounds like a terrible idea. Assault, vehicular manslaughter. Holy fuck, people. Cheeseman etymology. Etymology, sorry, not entomology, totally different. Talking with P. Cheeseman. It's Chessman, sir. It's Chessman. I don't think so. Minnesota Fats, indeed. Alright, over to Maine. Steve, Catherine. What do we got here? Carrying a concealed weapon. Murder. Jesus. Talking to A. Vasquez. What about C. Liu? I'm just waiting for it. Come on. Yep. Fucking murder. You think Maine sees a lot of illegal boarding crossing attempts? That's a lot of border, man. Valerio Sena, lying in wait, murder. Is lying in wait a crime? There we go. See Liu right there. Adriano Mel. Lynching, marijuana cultivation. DeBerry? I'm just waiting for you to talk to C. Liu. Give it a minute here. Fucking lynching, man. Matched. No, man. Megan's a good chick, man. I like Megan. Megan's cool. Paulina Adrian. She's a big smiley face. Voluntary manslaughter, human trafficking. Fucking scumbag people here. That's a wrong spelling of C. Liu. That's a problem. What do we got going on here? And parole. Trying to turn her life around. Alright, I guess we can expedite that. Wave 3 starting. Alright. Manuel Mendoza, truck driver, bank records. Alright, bank records are a little trickier here. We're looking for a large purchase of food, but only if they have payment from Toros Exports or Zebe Manufacturing. We have a payment here from Zebe Manufacturing. Did they buy a bunch of food? Squash energy drink. Just the one? Okay. 30 loaves of bread for 60 bucks. Yeah, great. So clearly it's just, you know, here's a truck. Everybody. Yeah, look at this guy. Manuel Mendoza's got 3 marks against him. 3 fucking strikes. 30 loaves of bread. Here you go, everybody in a truck. Have a loaf of bread and shut the fuck up. I'm gonna drink a Red Bull. God damn, what a piece of shit. Alright, Helen Jim. Helen just bought 3 bacon cheeseburgers for 13 bucks. It's not a great price, but it's not terrible. Did not receive any payments of anything at all, so she's probably not part of it. Yeah, and a blueberry soda. Actually, that sounds really good. Bacon cheeseburger and a blueberry soda. No match, though. No match at all. What do we got going on here with Andre Noel? Andre Noel, his wife died a year ago. He received a payment from the loan principal. He made a payment to Zebe Manufacturing, but did not receive. He got 36 asado tacos for 78 bucks. And he typed asado just now. But here's the thing. Large purchase of food doesn't mean anything if nobody gave him any money. No match. I mean, you know, it seems like you should be able to just, like, go at any point in time. Just because we're doing it at night, I don't think night's all that great anymore. Not with everybody who's got thermal cameras and drones and satellites and, you know, just get across when you can get across. Transfer, we received a payment from Toros Exports. Oh, buddy. That already puts you in danger. 65 hot dogs. 65 hot dogs. And an air freshener. All right, buddy. Large purchase of food. 65 hot dogs. That is our second third-level match. What if they were trying to distract us by sending 2 across at the same time, thinking, yeah, well, they'll definitely catch one of them and definitely miss the other. We did not receive any kind of crazy payments. We bought 60 Slim Jims for $114. I know I've spent more money than that on beef jerky that I purchased online. You're fine, but let's see what this second thing is. Purchased antacid for $5. You're goddamn right you probably are. That's a trucker for you right there. I want 60 Slim Jims and some antacid. You gotta eat something when you're driving a truck. Driving a big old truck. We've got a transfer. We got payment from Toros Exports. Alright, Adriano Mel, what's going on? 45 hamburgers for 120 bucks. That's suspicious. That's a lot of food. You don't need that much. But we do got a match. Final wave starting. Alright, let's go ahead and take a look at the person I think is probably least likely to be. Can we get a highlight on here, please? There we go. Adriana Mel. Probably least likely to be this person. What do we got going on here? We're looking for a live at a factory or at a warehouse. Visited Jaker's Biker Bar. And 3 hogwash loggers. So nothing for live at the factory or live at a warehouse, so not this person probably. But medicinal acid, medicinal PCP, medicinal bath salts, what the fuck? Tie-dye banana. Wow, medicinal marijuana, medicinal acid, medicinal PCP, medicinal bath salts. I think they're extrapolating the medicinal marijuana trend a little far. A little far. So, 3 pips. It took a little while for it to fill in, but Jaker's Biker Bar is not a factory or a warehouse. Hogwash Loggers, not a factory or warehouse. So Powers, we can do a match. Nothing new this time, but there's still a match, so I'm going to call it. But we don't have enough to do the SWAT raid, so I'm going to call them a match. Should still be true. They still have all those pieces of evidence. They are not a no match. Last time we did it, we only used no match on the very first round. I don't know if that's still holding up. Steve. Cinco Barrio Factory. And you bought gaffer tape, polyethylene tubs, 40 bottles of hydrofluoric acid, and 4 shovels. Motherfucker. Typed disposal. God damn. Alright, so live at a factory. That's enough to be concerning. Send the fucking SWAT raid after him. And Manuel, life's been really crazy for you too. Let's follow up over here. Generators, lighter fluid, kerosene, 25 bottles of hydrofluoric acid. Where are you? You're talking with Liu, that's fine. Are you at a factory or warehouse, though? Yeah, you're at a chemical warehouse. Absolutely, warehouse. Alright, come on. Elevate. This guy should also have 4 pips. Yeah, there we go. Just took a second to do it. SWAT raid! Alright, let's see how it goes. We either really fucked up or they really tried to pull 2 of them over on us. Perfect. We found every bit of suspicious evidence. We did not incorrectly mark any suspicious evidence. We made 100% appropriate decisions. Compliance change, 35%. We're the fucking bomb. Actually, that's not great. You don't want to be a bomb. But we're back over $5,000 again. Let's end the session. Apprehended by SWAT along with associates. Many weapons found in truck along with trafficked people. Adriano was removed. He got indigestion from the roadhouse. And we found more people. So they were doing 2 on 2 different borders. Just like I told you. You done it again, kid. How does it feel to kick a bunch of scumbags in the balls? Exhilarating, right? Sure, it's what I joined the DOL for. That is not true. We joined it because it was a statistics job and we didn't have a job. Hey, it's my job. Or, hey, Frank, what's going to happen to the immigrants in those trucks? You know what'll happen, kid? They'll be picked up and taken back to their home countries. So what do we really do today? I'll tell you what you really did. You kept them from getting dissolved in fucking hydrofluoric acid. Fair enough, just checking. We saved them from dying terribly in acid, man. That's good. Hey, they got goggles. Take a look at that. VR on the subway is a thing. Deafening sound in background. Hey, buddy, how are things on your end? Things are... What's the hell is that sound? What? You'll have to speak up. That sound. What is it? Oh, it's the chopper. I'm in Yemen right now. Republica's trying to help facilitate a peaceful solution. It's, fallen on deaf ears so far. But we're gonna keep trying. I feel like we're growing so far beyond tech right now. I love it. So, how long you been over there, buddy? What? How long? Whoa, hold on, Michael, I'll get back to you. I see a local with a flat tire. We're gonna give him a ride. He's such a goody two-shoes. I love that guy. Bad shit's probably gonna happen to him, but I love that guy. He's what you want to believe in a humanitarian billionaire. I love this idyllic little scene over here, right? So, we got a new notification for Ewelina Sikorsky. Or Ewelina Sikorsky. I guess if she's Polish, that's a V. I can't even see what she said. Damn, you must be my GPA because I know I could do better. I'm just too lazy to actually try. Fuck off. I'm just a girl standing in front of a boy asking him if he's going to eat the rest of that pizza. No, it's my pizza. Fuck off. Puppy enthusiast and frozen yogurt connoisseur. Amateur Princess Leia cosplayer. No. Dog owner, photographer, aspiring gym rat. I dig the smirk. No, Julia. Damn boy, you must be my GPA. No. Wait. I recognize Leland. I recognize the picture. And I recognize... Interesting. Let's go for it. So I'm kind of curious if I needed to talk with all these people that wanted to date us to get high enough so that somebody looks at us there and sees us as desirable and we have an alternate path of doing things. I'm not waiting on one to be my girlfriend, although that would be hilarious. I really think that there's a good chance that I should be doing better in this than I am, so that I seem more likable, but I'm worried about doing too well because it might trigger the girl. So let's kick back and see what we got going on here. Establish whether people were lying about their whereabouts. These are active DOL agents, and we finally have some potential blackmail material. All right, we're going to check that out. And we're going to wind up talking with Ewelina, too. These targets are friends of Tripwire. Do not allow them to be compromised. More secrets, more money for us, boss. Dennis, life is so uncomplicated with you. I gotta admit, I like that. Well, it's not like we have a hot coffee mini game here, so we just need to see if the suspect lies about their past whereabouts. We should be able to do that. That's pretty straightforward. These are DOL agents. Helen Jane. There's Ewelina Sikorsky. Helen Jane. All right, Helen. She's a magistrate. You get a lot of those in Kansas City, right? Magistrates. She likes to kiss people in greeting, clicks her tongue constantly, prefers raw food, and can't ride a scooter. It's true I didn't go to his funeral, but I sent a nice email saying I approved of it. Laziness is the habit of resting before you get tired. If you were at the swimming center today, I don't want to know about it. Well, okay, so she went to Unbreakable Swimwear, Memorial Swimming Center, and then right back to Unbreakable Swimwear. So if you were at the swimming center today, I don't want to know about it. Something happened out there. I don't know what it was, but something happened. Anyway, she said she didn't go to a funeral unless they were holding it at a swimming pool. She probably wasn't at a funeral. How about Brendan McGugan? Totally seems to be a Russian guy. He's hanging out there, marketing consultant, $162,000 a year, loving father and husband, goes to Disneyland 5 times a year. I hope that's Disneyland France. Enjoys Fernet and soda, or Fernet and soda? Fernet? I think it's Fernet, though. He's a master saber fencer, which is what you want in your secret agents. I kind of dig it. Call transcripts. And why were you home so late after work? You know me, babe. Me and the team went out for a drink, work stuff at a bar, at Checkers Bar. Okay. Did we go to Checkers Bar? No, we did not. We went to Sun Range Apartments. We fucked somebody. So, we are gathering suspect lies about their past whereabouts. That's definitely a lie. I could have picked that without looking at his location. Yang Wei. Look out, everyone. Yang Wei. He's obsessed with celebrities. He sweats when lying. He avoids direct questions and speaks with an unintelligible accent. Have another delivery for you in a few days. From now on, though, we have to be careful. I think my boss is catching on. He went from Prestige Worldwide to Maximus Systems, back to Prestige Worldwide. Different places. How'd the package transfer go? Everything in order? Absolutely no problems at all. So you went directly from the outlet to headquarters. No stops. No stops? No stops. Lies. Full of lies. And then we've got Wei Ping. Wei Ping is a professional gambler. She only writes with her right hand. That would be normal, statistically speaking. She wants to be a vampire, and who doesn't? And cheated at school, and who didn't? Let's see here. Happy birthday to my wonderful niece. I can't believe how big you've grown. Have an awesome day. Life is made of ever so many partings welding together. Does anyone know how to get vomit out of car upholstery? All right. Did you end up trying that sandwich at Keys? I did. And did you like it? I did, until I spent the next 3 hours in the bathroom. That wasn't as good. 3 hours, huh? Well, she did go to Keys and then went to a public toilet. And yeah, pretty much 3 hours later went there. That seems to be legit. So we found 2 pieces of information. Okay, who do we need to sell to? I mean, these are active DOL agents. Do we want to be blackmailed? Shit, no, we don't. I mean, not by the DOL. Can you imagine if your boss was blackmailing you on top of getting screwed at work? That's pretty fucked up. All right, we're going to go ahead and sell to Dennis. I'll be a little disappointed if the game does not make some use of the funding system, because it's this whole thing and we haven't had to use it for anything yet. But it would be really cool if we had to be saving money for eventually being on the out in one of the storylines, right? Like we defect and we need the money to be able to go somewhere or buy equipment or bribe people or something else like that. And they can't get our cryptocurrency. I mean, that's why I'm doing it. That's why I'm not spending any money. Man, I got no idea. The undercut's doing something for you, isn't it, Wolverine? Wolverine asks, how much do you have to sell to the Resistance before you get to nail Renegade? I don't know. I don't think it's going to happen like that. Oh, shit. I guess we're not going to talk to that chick. I forgot to check her out. And when we closed it, we can't reopen it, right? If I open Rialto again, does it let me reconnect? Nope. All right, I guess we're not talking to her. It's fine. She called you by your name. That's some spy love blossoming. Yeah, maybe. Then we called her on it, and she got all flustered. Super tsundere, right? It's not like I like you anyway. This is our moment, everyone. A popular groundswell has lifted Reem Zabara up in Yemen. It might be enough to sweep President Al-Atifi from power. Meanwhile, in Panama, rebel leader Ramon Troquez is advancing his forces on the capital. Now, as the DOL's planning falls into place, we need to make the right calls. Use intel to determine which leaders are most likely to win their respective conflicts. They're the ones that we should back. Once in power, or returned to power, they'll be in our debt, which means we can finally get our hands on those Cabal deviants. This will be interesting. All right. Hey, what's up, Beeper? Let's take a look at the news here. Douglas backs 4D printing startup. Sagrada Familia complete. Nanobots begin extracting CO2 from the Atlantic. Mars Science Lab shuts down. Near-infrared goggles let surgeons see cancer cells. That's cool. Human traffickers raided. These are really cool. I wonder if these are things that we'll actually see at some point in time. Like, I want to just see the words Mars base, anything that's actually happening on Mars. Like, in the next 5 years. I just want to see that. I want that to be a real thing. All right, so we've got a new power to remain neutral. The department takes a public and private position of neutrality. We can support. The Department of Liberty offers its public support to the suspect of their organization. Refuse support. Sever any ties or relationships between the suspect and the Department of Liberty. Condemn. We will publicly denounce the suspect, their affiliates, or their organization. Wow, okay, so this is going to be interesting. I'm tempted to try and back the peaceful folks at Republica in Yemen if they really think that that lady's good, but I got a feeling this is going to try and pull us apart from it. I'm not saying, I'm just saying. So, it finally happened. Well, we've talked about all of that. So, 2 leaders with 3 suspicion points will be the 2 that we dump. This is a lot. That's going to be a challenge to stay on top of. But we'll try. Begin assignment. Really, it's just a lot of data to look over, but it's probably like 4 people. Crimson Alert. Crimson Alert, it says. Make sure your compliance doesn't end up at 0. We're going to try. So yeah, 4 people. All we have to do is look at 4 people. Decide which sides to support in the Yemen and Panama uprising. All right, let's look at President Al-Latifi. Messaging A. Mansour. Is that somebody we need to look for? No, G. Mansour. All right, so I'm not going to worry too much about that. Let's get a bunch of this stuff up so that we can look at it all. I don't even know if we can fit it all on screen anymore. That is a lot of information. All right, let's start looking at it here. Any contact, let's see. All right, not supported by military leader. Let's not worry about that. Safe house. No. Visited a bank. Well, we went from the palace to the army headquarters to our mansion to the helicopter port. No. We did visit an airfield, right? That's... Or an airport, and it's a helicopter port. Is that the same thing? We didn't visit any unknown locations. Let's see here. If we look at our likes, do we have anything that's got fewer than 12.1? No, we don't. So let's take a look here. All those who speak out against me now are traitors and will be treated as such afterwards. Mark my words, those responsible will pay for this attempt to destabilize our harmonious land. The government will stand strong against this upstart challenge. Over here. Shredder in the background. General, I'm sorry, Mr. President. You must be joking after all I've done for you. This is an outrage. It's not an easy decision, but I can't stand behind you any longer. I'm doing my duty to my country. All right. Absolutely. Black Sheep can't stand behind you any longer. Not supported by a military leader. That's important. Get back to the palace. You can right now. Silverware, ornaments, stashed bills, everything you can carry. We're catching a flight. Yeah. Do we have contacts over here? A Berg? No, we got a B Berg. G Mansour? No. M Gallic? No. So none of those. We can't see anything about a bank balance currently. We are not under 12.1k likes on a social media post. We did not visit an unknown location. I feel like helicopter port and airport should be the same. We did not visit a bank. We did not visit a safe house that I can tell, unless our mansion is a safe house. So we can close some of these things. But we still have the bank records that were down there. Let's take a look here. The only thing about bank records was if we have a bank balance under 55,000. Holy shit! Sure enough, mortgage repayment. So we transferred to Kumel Bank, to Panama Pacific Bank, to the Bank de Genevieve, the Bank of Magellan. We got ain't no money. Right. This person, probably not who we're supporting. I feel good about that. How about Reem Zabara? I'm not one who knows a lot about Roman history, so were there female generals in Rome during the Empire? The only thing I can tell you with my tremendous native intelligence is to Google it, because I have no idea. I would be willing to bet that there are some, but there's a good chance that they were masquerading as men. I don't know what the equity between genders were at the time. I know that it was supposedly better than it was in some other places, but military service? I don't know. I am not your Google. Go to google.ca. That's your Google. Geo-tracking. Okay. And then here we go. Live evidence. Visited naval barracks. That's fine. It's definitely not an airfield. Okay, so if we take a look here, is she supported by a military leader? Let's see. Many people on calls and backgrounds. I'm sorry, you'll have to speak up. I said that you have our support. My troops will be at your disposal from now. Thank you, General. You've made the right choice for yourself and your people. I certainly hope so. So she is supported by a military leader. We can go ahead and close that. This is the moment we've been waiting for. Our movement has been waiting for. Seize our fortune. The government will not allow us to vote. We will vote with our passion and our voices. Democracy now. I urge all our supporters to resist violence at all costs. Nothing good can come from bloodshed. We can do this together. One hand doesn't clap. We can close that. Everything there was at least 12.1. If we look at our bank account is over the minimum amount, isn't it? No, it's not. Bank balance is below. Gotcha. Okay. Then we can go ahead and take a look. Do you have any other people here? We've got M. Garafa. Count fees, that's it. I don't see anything about M. Garafa there. So we can go ahead and close the bank records. The command center, where have you been? Did you visit an unknown location? No. She went from command center, press office, military barracks to the Chinese embassy. Did not visit an airport or an airfield or a bank or a safe house. We can go ahead and close the geo-tracking. We need to take every broadcasting center we can. If Al-Latifi can no longer rely on propaganda, his entire castle comes crashing down. That's a Zanel Astuti, not somebody we're supposed to be tracking, okay? Casimir H. Lee, M. Gallic. Here we go. Contact with M. Gallic. G. Mansour or A. Park? No. Okay, so we've got 2 hits there, but no other hits. So she's going to be the one that we support. Let's go check the other side now. All right, Ramon Troquez. Unfortunately, I have a feeling we're probably going to have to back him. He's messaging Frank Talby right fucking now. Frank and him are just texting. This is worrisome. This is a thing where we have to consider that maybe we can't trust our boss. You know, the poltergeist. The guy that has done all of this on his own for a long time. It's starting to feel a little bit like the recruit. All right, so let's go ahead and bring up all this data again so that we can take a look at all of it. All right, so let's see here. What did the Americans say? We haven't heard back. Talby should have called by now, the slippery fuck. I think they're waiting to see who comes out on top. Oh, really? Is that what you think? Fucking Einstein. Call me back when you've made progress in Camino Real, and hopefully I'll have heard from General Quintero. Okay, well, J-Jack is not one of the people that we need to follow, so we can go ahead and close this. Now is the time to strike, and I finally remove this weak government and its clown president. 12.78. If you have arms, join us in taking back our country. Blood must be spilt. 12.4. If you must die in service of our cause, it's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. Damn, that's cold. But nothing is below that, so trending well on social media. From Cristobal Quintero, I write this in confidence that it will go no further. My troops have no intention of engaging civilians today. I understand that the army does not support your revolution, but nor do we condemn it. We will stand by whoever is president of Panama at the end of today, but we will not fight for you or anyone else before then. So he is not supported by the military leader. He wishes he was, but he's not at this point in time. So good to know. Let's see here. Did you visit a bank? Fuck yes, he visited a bank. Did he visit an airfield? No. An airport? No. Unknown location? No. So we can close that. Did he talk to G. Mansour? No, G. Mansari. Different. Did he talk to A. Berg? No. R. Bergamo. M. Gallic? No, not M. Gallic either. His bank balance. He has 6 cents. He transferred everything to these other banks. Well, you know, I mean, you don't want him to cover it. So, M. Gallic. No, not M. Gallic. Bank balance under 55,000. We're probably not going to be able to support him either. All right, that's fine by me. And then S. Schillery. So, okay, I think we've got the 3 that we need from that. We can go ahead and close this out. I get the feeling that maybe Frank wants that to happen, but I don't like revolutionary leaders in Panama. We've been through this before. We're better than the CIA. Live evidence visited the legislative chamber. Good on you, buddy. Try and take care of this in the right way. Hootbox. Emails. Alright, let's take a look here. What do we got? He went to from the palace to the National Assembly to the Ministry of Canal Affairs to Army headquarters. So he did not go to any of the prescribed places that we're concerned about. So we can go ahead and close that. We've always had good relations with your company and I need to call in a favor. I know you have active forces right now in Nicaragua and I need them here ASAP. I'll double your usual fee. Our democracy must be preserved at all costs. Well, he's not necessarily supported by a military leader, but this is interesting. He's reached out for mercenaries from a private company, PMCs. Interesting. My friends, we must remain calm. We will not allow this group of thugs to threaten values we all share. Please remain in your homes so as to avoid any risk to yourselves or your loved ones. If you hear gunshots, stay calm. Our brave military is keeping you safe. That's actually not true. And unfortunately, we gotta flag that one. Less than 12.1 likes. Okay. Bank statement. Hospital fee, account fee, mortgage repayment, and a bill for La Plancha. So he's actually doing just fine bank balance, so that's not a problem. The rebels have moved much faster than anticipated. We're already experiencing civilian casualties. Are we looking overmatched? It really depends on if the army sides with them. They are much better armed than we'd anticipated. Okay, so he doesn't... I can't flag that he's not supported by a military leader because I've got no evidence that he is not. It's just we don't have any that he is. Nothing about visiting a safe house, nothing about a bank, nothing about an airfield, airport, unknown locations. We did have to flag him for the social media. Any contact with any people that we need to worry about. He also has been talking to Frank Talby. Interesting. Berg, Mansour, or Gallic? No. And the bank balance is fine. So I think we know what we have to do. We've made our decisions. Powers. Support. We're going to support the rightful government of Panama. Let's hope it doesn't bite us in the ass. And Ramon Troquez, we're gonna fucking condemn you. We may have supported you, but we're condemning you now. If we come over here, Mohammed Al-Afdi, condemn. Makes me wonder what an evil playthrough on this would look like if we, like, flirted with our compliance at, like, 20% and just did whatever the fuck we wanted to. How far would it let us deviate from the storyline? Just because we're following the rules and it's making the storyline, you know, pretty much right at this point in time. We're gonna go ahead and support her. It makes me wonder, you know? It really makes me wonder. Can we get, like, way off script? Can we, like, have added additional horror and terror to the world? Alright, let's submit our analysis here. This better be worth a promotion. There we go. So, 9 out of 9 says we only made 2 out of 4 appropriate decisions. Oh no! It totally said that we used the incorrect power. We shouldn't have supported either one of these people, and we did. Well, tough. We lost 1% compliance change. We're still number 1. It's fine. We supported a legitimate government and a very democratic overthrow. I feel like we used this place exactly the way that we should have. This is great. Took power with supporters now president of a united Yemen. Condemned by the DOL, they were captured by government troops. Easily crushed the rebels, most of their leaders captured, remained in control. Condemned by the DOL, chased out of office, seized as much wealth as possible, and fled. A wild success. That really couldn't have gone much better if we directed the entire thing ourselves. So, we pretty much did. Zabara's on the verge of being sworn in as president, and Murillo sent the rebels packing. All with a very acceptable loss of life. ... Or what about Al-Afti and Troquez? Who? Speak English. The Yemeni president and Panamanian rebel leader, sir? Oh, them. Well, who cares? They're old news now. Even so, I'll feel a sin, shall I? Knock yourself out, Frank. Al-Afti is long gone, fled with half the treasury. Troquez, we're airlifting out now. Well, why, if we help defeat him? How about that seems counterintuitive? You never know when these people can be useful, kid. Plus, we need to ask a few questions and make sure he doesn't know too much about us. Yeah, his cell phone had your cell phone number on it, Frank. Wouldn't do to have a liability like that walking around. Frank's gonna fucking kill that guy. He's gonna kill him. I'm telling you. So, we found some new stuff here. Let's see here. What do we got? New friends. New friends, phase 2 and 3. So, Spain's no longer an option. Panama and Yemen refused to help us. So, if we had gone for the other side, maybe we could have forced them to do it. But we chose fine, upstanding, moral people instead. Net win, in my opinion. Especially if we got the other guy. Hey, it looks like my piece is going to be picked up. Man, I'll pick up your piece. One about Panama? Or, well, we need people to know about emoji trends. Let's tease her a little. Interest is skyrocketing after that coup attempt. Hey, that's great news. Or, well, hey, silver linings. Yeah, silver linings indeed. Sorry, we can't be more enthusiastic, but a bunch of people died. Interestingly enough, we were not asked to do any after-hours work. That's interesting. June 12th, Friday. I love Fridays. Decided to show up, did you? What's going on? Wow, and his daddy's there, too. Few things have changed since yesterday, kid. Changed how? She's come out and denounced the U.S. for trying to help Al-Latifi and pitting them against each other. Which we did. Of course, but we chose her in the end, right? Anyway, she's blocking all attempts to get a hold of our Cabal friends, so that's a dead end. Alright, and Murillo? He's saying that of all the Cabal members in Panama have been expelled. Well, is that true? Maybe it is. Maybe he knows that we helped Troquez, too. Either way, we're not getting any special treatment. So it was a waste of time, a waste of resource, or a waste of life. Not completely. It turns out we have one Cabal wretch, at least. You remember Ramon Troquez? How could I forget? The one that we almost helped into power. Good thing we hung on to him. Turns out he's quite a high-ranking member of that sordid little group. Which demonstrates that your superiors always know better. Anyway, more than that, he said there's a big attack imminent, as in it could happen any time now. Problem is he won't talk. Not unless we give him exactly what he wants. Over my dead body. Well, since the clock is ticking, the CIO want to use their own more advanced form of interrogation to get answers. But I know that won't work. Under heavy stress, a prisoner will say anything. I'm with you on that. So I spoke to the CIO director, and we have one shot to question him ourselves before they take over. I want you to do it. You want Knight? Me? Don't you have interrogators? Or interrogate some illegally detained prisoner? I can't do that. No, we don't do that. I'm not a coward, sir. You can count on me instead. Not on hand? No. Besides, there's no one I trust more with handling information. I need you to look through his evidence, find holes, weaknesses, anything we can use to get him to tell us about this attack and anything he knows about the Cabal. I don't know. You'll even have access to higher grade evidence, the psychological report. Your country needs you, kid. Can I rely on you? We could flat out say that we won't be a part of an illegal interrogation, but fuck it, we'll do it. This is ridiculous. Music to my ears. Now, come on, we've got a jet to catch. What? You think we had him chained up in the basement or something? Well, where are we going? That's top secret, kid. But don't worry, we'll be there in about 11 hours. Give or take. So we are going to an off-site location, a black site, if you will. Mr. Troquez? Oh, look, another bureaucrat. What can you possibly offer me that's of any interest? Well, we'll talk about that. But real quick, let me read the news. The Department of Defense announces Space Corps. Oh. Tokyo Nagoya high-speed maglev opens. Investment boom in Wi-Fi electricity. Android 1999 AN10 will be visible with binoculars. Successful regeneration of heart muscle. Yemeni government overthrown. Los Libertadores coup crushed in Panama. No, we're not going to give him a cockroach sandwich. That's gross. Just go ahead and log in here. This will probably be an entirely new kind of a thing. Program name Thought Bubble. That's an unfortunate word wrap location there. Psychological analysis. A summary of personality traits, individual identity, and psychological issues, scoured and compiled from other evidence. Okay. We got to do this right. Wow. No rules. It's just called good conversation. It's a blank signature. Do whatever the fuck you want. Begin assignment. Get the information we need. Okay. That's it? Just get the info we need? What can you possibly offer me that's of any interest? And we have every kind of evidence that we've seen so far. Wow. Wow, interesting. All right. He is ready to make a deal, it says. Psychological report. Let's talk to him. He is intelligent. His judgment ability is currently impaired. He's got false bravado. He backs down to threats. He's insecure, motivated by greed, and self-centered. We're just going to leave this open over here as a constant reminder. Browsing history. Chartered flights, booking, Bank of the Cayman Islands, stamp collectors, maximize your social media presence. Call metadata. J. Bobby, C. Chang, Nikolaev, Bakshi, Luo, E. Daniel. Criminal records. Criminal charge, second degree murder, criminal charge. Social media. The revolution's upcoming. A great tide will sweep us into power. Your so-called president consults with American imperialist scum at every turn. This is not a leader. Ask yourself, is this spineless collective government what you want? Call transcripts. You have your money. You have your weapons. What are you waiting for? Oh, that's Joan Tedesco. Remember Joan Tedesco from a few missions back? Joan Tedesco was the hacker that had was the person who was being obscured by the hacker, where we had a whole bunch of different records and had to look for the real Joan Tedesco. Well, it's just that the time has to be right. Listen, they're paying me to pay you to act now. The time is right to act when you're told to. Interesting. Bank records. He received $90,000. He received $121,000. He received $18,000. So he basically received a whole shit ton of money. Not quite $250,000. Locations. The headquarters, Calle San Jose and Cabra Airfield. Key logging report. Flower traveled. Look at this right here. This code looks really interesting. I'm going to leave this over here because I find that very interesting. Academic record. Master of Commerce. He didn't do so good. Bachelor's in Science with Biochemistry. Didn't do so good. Travel history. Cologne. Jacques. Panama City. Georgetown, Kentucky. Why did you fly to Georgetown? And then he's very committed to El Troquez. He's got a mostly sexual relationship with her identical twin, T. Corbin. A largely unhappy relationship with Ilaresca just before then. Interesting. Okay. So what are we supposed to do? What can you possibly offer me that's of any interest? We will be happy to get you anything you need, just ask now. I see you're a stamp connoisseur. If you don't play ball, we'll have to give you a cell without your collection, or work with us, or you can say goodbye to your antique cars. Well, I don't think we're going to say we'll be happy to get you anything you need. And I don't think there was anything at all about antique cars. So let's go with, we won't put you in a jail cell with your stamp collection. Fucking lamest threat that we've got here, but let's go for it. How did you? Just remember, you're in our custody now. I've helped your country. I've been nothing but loyal to you, and this is how you repay me? Let's see here. You lie about as well as you lead. I believe the term you used was imperialist scum? Well, I may have been upset that day. Tell me about your connection to Alvin Bakshi. Never heard of him. So, did we talk to Alvin Bakshi at any point in time? We sure did. Right here, June 1st. That's interesting considering you spoke to him on the 1st. Oh, Alvin Bakshi. How about Joan Tedesco? She's only a casual acquaintance. Sure, all of my casual acquaintances supply me with money and guns. You can't prove that. I know a careful man like you must have recordings of your conversations with her. Of course, and for security I stashed them in a safe spot before I left, but you'll never find them. So, you mean the one at Calle San Jose? Before you ran away from Murillo? I have no comment. Sure, it'll take no time to track down. My wife would have it by now anyway, and she'd never give it up. We are inseparable. Except that she's cheating on you? No, that's not what your phone conversation says. No, until she finds out you're cheating. I hear Panamanian women can be fiery. I'm a man of certain needs. Can't imagine what she sees in you anyway. That was a joke of a revolution. You son of a bitch. And I'm a smart, handsome guy. Well, you know, your GPA says otherwise. Must be why you never attended university. He absolutely did. You've never been in a relationship before this one. He absolutely was. It was just a shitty one. Your GPA says otherwise. I could have done better if I'd wanted to. Unless you cooperate, we can take what we want from you. What do you want from me? I'm not a wealthy man. Yeah, well, you know what? That's not true. A dishonest millionaire, what a surprise. I only have some saved up. We know you have money stashed away. But it's a physical account. Too bad you don't know where it is. Well. Let's take a look at his trips here. Cologne, Jacquet, Panama, Georgetown. Cayman Islands? No. Panama City? Very likely. The 5th of June? We can't really tell from there. But he certainly didn't go to Switzerland, and he certainly didn't go to the Cayman Islands. So where else but Panama City? I'm sure Murillo will be more than happy to help out. I don't cheat where I eat. Doesn't matter anyway, we just need a little time to track it. I may have missed it, unfortunately. First one that we missed, I think. No? I don't know. I think we actually didn't miss it. I think he's just bluffing at this point in time. Let's block the bank records. I think we already know his passcode on that. We can close a lot of these. You still need the passcode. A passcode like D59XPNE2? You motherfuck. Alright, I'll talk. Hey, almost the weekend, says Peeper. Jesus, we raked that dude over the fucking coals. By the way, kids, I know you would like to think that this is fake. It may be a video game, and I'm not trying to indulge in conspiracy theories here. That data is out there. You got it on your phone? They can clone it. It's not that hard. You think it's locked because it's an iPhone? It shouldn't be that hard. Even if you don't think you can get through the hardware encryption, you probably told your passcode to somebody else. If you didn't do it, you probably have a backup on your computer. If you put it on your phone, you probably synced it somewhere else. It's all out there. You did it, kid. We've already averted an attack in San Francisco, and Troquez is making a deal. He's gonna give up everyone he knows in the Cabal. That was easier than I thought. I knew I could trust you. Keep this up, and you'll be commanding your own unit in no time. So it's all there, man. It's all there. Clearance level 4. Lex Rex. The law is king. We have a situation. Fill him in, Michael. Based on Ramon Troquez's testimony and information about the San Francisco attack plot, we've tracked down a connected group. Hearts of Oak are a mercenary company, mostly Europeans. We sent agents out to locate them, but that turned out to be unnecessary. Last night, they stormed a building in central Prague, taking over 150 hostages. Higher-ups want to storm the building, but we need these guys alive. Plus, it'll put the hostages in serious risk. Use psych profiles and anything you can to manipulate them. We can use any weakness to force a surrender or to turn them against each other. We're delivering the mission briefings now. Pretty cool, right? Alright, we're not going to continue on at this point in time. We've been doing the stream for, it's like 2 hours, crashed, another hour and a half-ish. But we made it to clearance level 4. We are the 172nd most senior person in an organization that was about 10,000 people when we started. Life's getting interesting. We're getting promoted. It's hard for people to take a look at it. We just took $2 billion a year from the Central Information Office. So we're doing pretty good. I think it's enough for today, though. We're going to log out. And I guess we'll call it good. See you next time. We're going to see if we can work our way up to clearance level 3. We're going for the top. We are career-driven at this point in time. I mean, we're going to try not to do damage along the way, but I want clearance level 1, or clearance level 0, if there is such a thing. We want to know all of the secrets. I'm starting not to trust anybody else. So, have a good night, everybody. See you next time.